Good morning, everyone. Mike and Corey here today. Three exciting topics: jobs report, at least the initial jobs report, and also kind of a tie into Microsoft doing some layoffs. Wow. And then Tesla. We hit on Ford yesterday and saw EV sales down. So let's see what Tesla reported out today. And then, way back when I was a kid, there was a show like the Jetsons, and there was robots that did your cooking, robots that did all this stuff, and I have seen more robots, I guess mowing your lawn and stuff like that. But Corey's going to talk about Amazon has just released their 1 millionth robot. So 1 million. I guess they probably need that many robots to handle Jeff Bezos's wedding, because that was quite an extravagant thing. I was not on the invite list despite Amazon being one of our core positions. So as we get started, this is a financial education presentation. You must do your own due diligence on anything you hear in this presentation. More disclaimer information can be found on ankerstarwealth.com, and the opinions expressed are mine and Corey's alone. So Corey, did you ever watch the show The Jetsons? I'm sure you did not.
Oh yeah, but I was also, when you mentioned that, I was also thinking about the Flintstones too. I was thinking, well, I was probably living more like a Flintstone than a Jetson back in the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say those two were at the same time. I mean, it's kind of funny, polar opposites, right?
Yeah.
Back, prehistoric people and dinosaurs, and then future with robots and spaceships and auto driving cars. Wow. Which one's coming soon, hopefully. So anyways, let's get to the jobs report. Came in today, a little disappointing. And this isn't the official jobs report. ADP puts this out on Wednesday, and then the official jobs report comes out on, usually it's the first Friday of each month. And they don't always tie together. I did research once the differences, but anyways, it's just news. Well, anyways, private sector lost 33,000 jobs, and the expectation is there'd be 100,000 increase. This does not surprise me at all, and I don't even think the market's selling off that much. Kind of our thesis is we've been in a recession. The second quarter, which just ended, was the second quarter of negative GDP growth, which would technically be a recession. And then the third quarter, things will start to get better. So this report is really based on June. So nothing shocking. In fact, this really kind of confirms what our expectation is. And I don't think this surprises anybody. This isn't crazy news. But what I thought was more interesting is I saw Microsoft laying off 9,000 employees in their latest round of cuts. And that's 4% of their global workforce. Now, Microsoft is one of the big three. They fight with Apple and NVIDIA on who's the biggest company in the world. But when they're laying off 9,000 people, 4%, what should we be concerned? And initially you'd say, wow, that is a lot of people for a great company. Now, it does make sense that companies continue to refine their workforce, but I guess I'm going to go down the line of saying some of this is related to some of their acquisitions as well as the use of AI. So, Microsoft, this is their biggest cut since they eliminated 18,000 when they acquired Nokia. I actually didn't even realize that, and I used to have a Nokia. But some of these layoffs may be caused by AI coming in and doing computer science type work, programming, things like that AI can do, and causing these people to be excess. So that's certainly unfortunate, and I'm sure these people that are getting laid off are highly skilled workers coming out of Microsoft. They will get other jobs. It's just kind of surprising to see Microsoft say it. And how's the stock reacting? Barely, it's barely down, so it's down not even a
Mike,
percent.
look at like a 3-month on that.
Let's take a look at 3-month on Microsoft.
Yeah, it was one of the first to get back to all-time highs.
So you can see
maybe a 6 month. You can see that it snapped really hard. off about that. It got down to 347, I think.
So you can see this company is trading pretty much at its all-time high within 10 points of it. And then the drop from the tariffs or whatever, and then certainly the rebound has been powerful, probably 25, 30%. So great company, continues to be one of our core holdings, but something to watch. The residual effect of AI, we're going to see it over the next several years. We're just in, I've heard people say we're like in hour one of 24 hours on AI. So then last, I figured we just hit Tesla, or last for me, Tesla. Yesterday we talked about Ford came out with their sales being up, but their sales were up in gas cars and hybrid cars, not in electric. And what's Tesla? Pure electric. So what do we see? 14% decline. So I think we kind of had a heads up yesterday. And this is what always kind of surprises me. How does the stock react to this? At a headline level, Corey, if I showed you this, 14% decline in vehicle deliveries, second straight year-over-year drop. Wouldn't you say that's bad news? The stock's going down, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So anyways, the stock's up 4%. So I mean, this is where sometimes things surprise you. Now, of course, on the year, Tesla is down. So here's a year-to-date chart. Tesla is down, probably peaked about 400 and is down 25%. So they've recovered 4%. It's not like the Microsoft graph where it's up. You throw in, so what we're seeing both from Ford and Tesla is less electric vehicle sales. You're talking about the government also cutting subsidies on electric vehicles. I think that's part of the reason why Musk got so mad at Trump, is like, that's his bread and butter. To cut those subsidies, it's kind of hits him right in the pocketbook. And then, and then you throw in Musk, who is, controversial, arguing with Trump, I get it. Sometimes it's like, if you don't, what was our parents said? If you don't have something nice to say to yourself, when you're the CEO of a company, and you have shareholders that are looking for a return, it might be smart not to get in these political arguments costing you market cap. And guess what? Elon Musk is eating it as more than anyone. It affects him more than anyone. So it's not like he's getting away with it. It's like, it affects other people, but not me. But, anyways, that's an update on there. So, Corey, Elon wants, one of the things he talks about is having self-driving cars all over the place. And it's certainly coming. But he's also talked about robots and, humanoids. So take it away with what's Amazon doing in that front.
Yeah, so Amazon announced yesterday that it had deployed its 1 millionth robot in a sign of more job automation. There is a consensus opinion that exists in the market around Amazon being the #1 beneficiary of robotics and, advanced robot technology in the future. So is there a future where a self-driving car comes to your house, a humanoid robot hops out, delivers a package to your front door, gets back in and carries on? I think the answer is probably yes. Obviously, Amazon has the drone delivery service as well. Those are a little bit more experimental. There's a few of those companies out there. Obviously, that's robotics as well. But, Amazon, as far as factory operations, AI related to their cloud services, and then even fleet delivery operations, robots and potentially even humanoid robots will be very impactful for Amazon. So Amazon is one of our core holdings, and one of the reasons is, if you look at those Mag 7 stocks, Amazon, I think, is I don't think Amazon is the only one who is a market leader in multiple large, like $100 billion plus businesses. I think Amazon might even have $300 billion businesses at this point, but they are a market leader in online retail, and they're a market leader in cloud services. So, they have dominant market share in 2 places, whereas every other Mag 7 stock is kind of not a one trick pony, but they have one large thing. Or then you look at like a Google. Google is sort of a leader with like content delivery through YouTube. They're I believe the biggest at this time, but they're not. Google has a big cloud offering, but they're not the biggest. And they have a lot of competitors in the content delivery. They have a lot of competitors in search. Amazon doesn't have those same threats. So yeah, Amazon delivering robots, Mike.
So robots, I've had a couple experiences now with robots. One was at Kroger and one was at a hotel, maybe Marriott, I don't remember. But the Marriott one, so when I was checking in this hotel, there was this robot there. And I was like, what's that for? And they said, it can deliver stuff to your room. And I said, okay, I got to try this out. So I went and I got up to my room and I ordered, I don't even know, a water from from downstairs. And I said, I called in, I said, I want the robot to deliver. I guess I got to see this. And so the robot like is able to, they put like the water on the robot and they tell it what room number, and it actually can go to the elevator, summon the elevator, get on the elevator itself. Somehow it connects and says, go to the 3rd floor. And then it goes down and it knows, I was in room, 315 or whatever it was. And then it calls my cell phone and I open the door and the robot's there and it's like, here's your water, Mr. Youngman. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool, kind of creepy. I don't know, but, and then I've seen the same thing at a Kroger where I think they're experimenting. So if you have that grocery delivery service, which, I do, and a lot of people do through Walmart or Kroger, at least in this area. And, you got all these people running around picking groceries. But I saw at Kroger, they had a robot doing it. Now, it was way slower than people, just so you know. It wasn't like busting down the aisles, pulling things out like the people are. But you could see where, wow, that's where it's going to go. And I bet you the robot probably doesn't make any mistakes, which some people have. So anyways, robots are coming. 1 millionth robot for Amazon. I'm still at 0 at my house. You never know. What do you think, Corey? I see these movies. I saw Megan 2 was out. Heard bad reviews on it, but Megan 1 I did see where this robot humanoid takes care of your kid. I don't know if you saw that one.
Which one was that? Megan
came out a couple years ago.
That was a scary one though, right?
Of course, they only make movies that turn out scary. If the robot just does its job, that doesn't make a movie. That's boring. But yeah, the robot started doing crazy stuff.
Okay, the one that got me, I watched Ex Machina and Her. Those two. Did you see either of those? I haven't seen the Megan. I don't do the scary one. Chucky, I saw Chucky when I was too young, and I was like, nope, done with that. These dolls and robots that go after people, I'm done. But did you see Ex Machina or Her?
I did see Ex Machina, and I did not see Her, although I think it's about an AI operating system that the guy falls in love with or something like that.
Yeah. Ex Machina was really good.
I probably have seen it at least. I like the genre. I probably have seen at least 6 or 7 movies, all of them related to AI, robots, humanoids. A lot of times they look so real you can't tell the difference. And they always, it's always the humanoid goes crazy and starts killing people. And, I don't think Jeff Bezos is having that problem at Amazon, at least. But what came to mind is the old Star Wars, and I think it's episode 2. I don't remember which one. My kids will be like, Dad, how can you not know that?
Back or something.
But they make like 1 million of these robots to go fight. So it's kind of like, and that's what I was thinking. Amazon's got 1 million robots. Where could this go? Where could this go wrong? I don't know.
But there's a few different ways, but that's for another show.
That's for another show. Amazon stock will sell off if the robots have a mutiny. And we'll be out of that stock. But that's all we have for today. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.